Radio Retrofuture.
You haven't seen Ghost in the Shell?
No, I haven't.
Oh, wow. Shame
However,
on you.
I know, shame on me. But I do plan on watching the movie that's coming out because, so I've heard all of these good things about it, and then of the original show, and I believe there was a manga as well.
Yeah, it's based on manga. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've seen all those things, so I've heard of all those things, so I'm probably going to be looking into the actual we'll say brand of that name before going to see the movie.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm still kind of on the fence whether I should tell people to go watch the original Ghost in the Shell franchises or watch the movie first. But Dutch and I already did 2 streams on it, and in one we already discovered they're actually blending the animated series standalone complex with the movie.
Right. Just so you know, you're live.
Oh, well,
Just thought I'd let you know.
people can enjoy seeing me in the background looking at my Pinterest. Hooray.
Okay. Well, with that, I suggest we'll just start the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Radio Retrofuture, and today I am with Dr. Malice.
Greetings.
Yes, and before we go on, of course, I would like you to, if you enjoyed this show, please subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and of course share it on your social media so we can help this channel grow, and hopefully we'll get over 200 subscribers by the end of this year, which I would be really happy with if that would happen. So, with that being said, let's get back to our guest. So, Dr. Malice, a member of the Toy Soldiers. So, what do you do in your daily existence before we go into your work?
Daily existence usually consists of getting up, eating some breakfast, brushing teeth, going to the 9-to-5 job, and then, of course, working on the Dr. Malice material.
So, how did you start off with music to begin with?
Well, the actual, the music thing just in general has always been a thing for me. My family was a group of musicians, and my family had a whole mess-load of musicians in them, and I've just always had an interest in it. But then, throughout the years, I got interested in a few other things like acting and puppetry and audio dramas and things like that. So it kind of took on its own unique form once I became Dr. Malice.
And were there any specific inspirations that helped you find your way in what you really wanted to do with, especially music?
Like different bands, or
for example, yeah.
Well, definitely. Okay, so this is going to sound very strange, especially in when I'm speaking in uniform here. But the Beatles, because they were actually, and this may be very, very conventional musician of me, but they were actually one of the very first bands that I covered, we'll say, and I actually that's how Tashanka and I met, and we when I was creating that music, it just had a certain appeal to me, and I think that kind of stuck with me throughout the years. Other bands that have inspired me are it's a very large, it expands past the window of of the internet here. It's like you have the Beatles, and then Gogol Bordello, Ludo, Diablo String Orchestra, Professor Elemental. There's a whole slew of musical acts, we'll even say, that they're basically my inspiration, and you know, I love them all like my own children. It's one of those weird things where it's like you can't just pick one as the main inspiration.
Okay, but are there any genres you are attracted to?
Oh, as far as genres, definitely more so on the rock side. Like I'm not, I'm more of a. Okay, so deep down inside, I'm more of a rock/blues musician. However, when creating the music that I have, I just love fusing different styles together. What a big influence on me, actually. So this may sound a little strange, but the movie Xanadu with Olivia Newton-John, there's a scene where they take two different styles of music, and it's a big band and an 80s electric rock band. Bless you. And the two bands fuse together in this great big musical number, and like they do like the jazz or the big band scene separate, and then the rock band scene separate, and they have their own dancers, and like everything just kind of fuses together at one point, including the music, and it blends so well. And that was actually a great big influence for me. And like I don't know, there's just something about that, like the fusion of different genres and the taking instruments that you know and love, and using them for a slightly different purpose than what you would think you would use them for.
So what is your opinion on like folk metal, where they use like medieval instruments or other atypical instruments for a genre like metal?
Honestly, like I haven't personally heard any, at least not that I know of, but that actually sounds pretty awesome. Okay. Because like my thought process for something like that is like, yeah, you know, like I'm like one of the things that I'll do is one of the tried and true where is it? Here it is. One of the tried and true things that you can do with a guitar is use a violin bow. Mm-hmm. Well, this is a cello bow, and I've done that for a few different songs, and like the using folk instruments to play metal. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, okay, so an example that I know it's not metal, but it's classic rock. But I heard a bluegrass version of AC/DC's Thunderstruck.
Yeah, isn't it those Scandinavian guys?
I think it is.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
Yeah.
Steven Seagulls.
I think so. Yes. But that was awesome because they, for one, the musicianship is really great. Like they have a very musical tone, and they have a great, just sound in general. But the actual like music itself, really, like any song can translate over to a different genre. One of the big musicians that I listen to and watch, he actually is on YouTube, Leo from Frog Leap Studios. He'll take like a song from any genre and turn it into a metal song. And then so like this, I think this past week, one of his uploads was Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. And it's awesome. So like the taking of one song and putting it into a different genre is like, I like that kind of stuff. like just the mixing up of the norm.
All right, and let's see. How did you? Because you said you are kind of, you consider yourself a steampunk musician, correct?
Steampunk, diesel punk, yeah, somewhere around there.
So, when did you discover the steampunk musical scene, so to speak?
The music scene, I didn't actually discover that until I want to say about like 2012, because 2012 was, yeah, it was about 2 or 3 years before I actually joined TSU and became Dr. Malice. And I was, okay, it was completely random that I actually discovered the steampunk genre of music. And I was literally searching through the way that the iTunes music used to be set up was you could go in, create a radio station, and listen to music. So I did that, and I was like, well, I'm liking the steampunk aesthetic for like props and like things like that. So why don't I see if there's any kind of music? So I did, and I was like, whoa, this is awesome.
Do you remember what artists those were?
Yes, I know that the first like 4 artists that came up on the playlist were The Cog is Dead, Dr. Steel, Diablo Swing Orchestra, and Professor Elemental. Those were the first 4 musicians. Well, musicians slash bands. So.
Yeah. Were you? Well, you're a member of TSU now. Were you also originally part of the Dr. Steel fan club, or did TSU come later for you?
TSU came later for me. I was never a part of it during his heyday.
Now, kind of think of it, many of the viewers may not know what the toy soldiers are. So could you explain that?
Sure. Well, basically, it's a group of folks that get together and from all over the world, and we just basically create and have fun, and really, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. For those people that want to know more about the toy soldiers, I'll also put a link in the description to my interviews with was it Gonzo and Lieutenant Sophie, I think. And also I have some streams I do with Dutch, which are mostly cyberpunk related. So yeah, I'll put those links up there as well. But yeah, enough about that. So how did you come into contact with the toy soldiers, and what is your current drive to stay with them?
Well, the original thing was I basically randomly saw the name Toy Soldiers Unite, and it was associated again originally with Dr. Steel, so like there was that small connection there. But then I went on the website and I was like, this is awesome. So I decided to join, and that was about 2015, and joined TSU and started making music. And my current drive to stay and to keep making music is really just that, to keep making music. TSU has a Bandcamp out, toysoldiersunite.bandcamp.com, and it's where basically my first album was actually released. It's where my my last year's Toymas album or EP was released, and it's where basically all of my future Toy Soldier related music is going to be released. You know, anything else that is not Toy Soldier related, I'm basically going to be placing on my Patreon page.
So Do you also have music you make outside of TSU?
Well, besides the Dr. Malice stuff, like I use Dr. Malice and the Absinthic Orchestra as my we'll say screen name for creating music. The toy soldier aspect is one side, and then other than that, it's really I've made a lot of themes for folks. Like I made the lexicon theme for you.
Thank you for that, by the way. I'm really happy with it.
You're welcome. I'm glad you like that. And then also I made the theme for Dr. Modius. She also has the a YouTube channel. And then I've made a few other themes. Some of them have not been released yet, so I can't really say anything about them yet. So look for them in the future.
Okay. Well, keep us posted. So let's just talk about your music. So where do you draw your inspiration from when you are creating a song or a new album? Do you stick to particular themes, or do you try to put certain images into music? How does your creative process work?
Honestly, I will sit here and start writing. I really don't have a creative process. It's mainly just me sitting at my computer with my keyboards and my guitars and just thinking, okay, well, what kind of emotion do I want to emulate today? Or what story do I want to tell with this song? It's more so, this is it's hard to explain without giving you an actual audio example, because my brain is built for music and not for words.
Right.
So if, let's say, I want to create something that is we'll say a bit happy-go-lucky. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So let's say I want to create something that's a bit happy-go-lucky. We'll do... Yeah. Something like that.
Sounded good.
Thank you. Or like if I'm doing something more heartfelt, or just like a more sensitive song, It's hard to play with gloves on. But yeah, that's that. Do something like that. It's a lot easier with the way that I actually create the music, because I use GarageBand, so I'm able to actually layer different sounds on top of each other, bring in other sounds from loops and samples that I've gathered from throughout the internet through the Creative Commons license places, and just kind of create the sound base that you hear.
Do you also do live performances, or are you just publishing your music on the internet right now?
Well, that's really the purpose the Patreon page. I'd like to be able to fund a live performance, because whenever, like, I've done live performances of my old original music, which is not really what I want to do anymore. It's not the correct style for me. However, the new stuff that I'm doing as Dr. Malice, I would love to be able to do that stuff live, especially with some of the forthcoming material. Hint, hint. So, with that being said, the things that I have in mind, I would love to be able to actually do them. The only thing is, it takes money. Because there's I would have to create multimedia files and, you know, film different things, and not only does it take money, but it also takes a lot of time. So that's really the reason why I have the Patreon up, so that I can get supporters to help me create these files and help me to you know, at least have some sort of monthly support for the projects that I undertake.
And have you ever considered riding steampunk conventions and places like that, if they're willing to have you?
I have. The only problem with that is that there are none in my area, and all of them would need basically a hotel stay, and again, money. Like everything that I want to do comes down to the good old American dollar bill. So yeah, that's really what it is. Consider me the poor college student of musicians. I you know, living on ramen and sitting here making music.
Right. But you enjoy your choice, right?
Oh, I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. You know, there are very few people in life that can honestly say that they're actually, you know, happy with not only, you know, the career choice that they have chosen, but also their, you know, second career choice. And basically this is the career choice, and then my 9 to 5 is the second career choice. So like the fact that I'm actually in that spot right now, even though I might not be, sorry, my earphone keeps falling out. Even though I might not be in the most financially secure spot,
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's enough. It keeps me insane.
Yes. So let's talk about your name, Dr. Malice.
Yes.
How did that come to be? Where did that character come from in the Absinthic Orchestra?
Well, it's actually quite funny. My last name actually is Malice. So really, that's me. I just wanted to be able to have a stage name where people would finally pronounce my last name correctly, because the original spelling, like you have in your video, is Malys, and it is pronounced like my stage name. And since we're talking about this, I could take this bit off. Hello. So I'll put the glasses on.
Okay.
There we go. So as far as the rest of the name, the Absinthic Orchestra, that is That is something that randomly I came up with just on the fly the one day. I was getting into the steampunk community, and I saw that there was a bit of a
obsession with absinthe?
Yes. It's a bit of an absinthe obsession, and I was like, I like that. So what could I create with absinthe? What can I put together with that to make a portmenu, whatever that word is, of with absinthe? And I'm like, absinthe, synthetic, absynthetic, works for me. And I'm like, now how could I use that? So I'm like, well, how about the Absinthic Orchestra? I'm like, okay, but it needs something in front of it. And then, when I joined GSU, my name on there was Dr. Malice. And I'm like, Dr. Malice and the Absinthic Orchestra. Makes perfect sense. I will use that.
I like it. I think there is actually a show in Scotland called The Absinthe Connection. We also had him, Atticus Oldman, does that show. So maybe you can send some of your music to him. Maybe he'd be interested to play it.
I already have, and he has played it.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice.
Just realized there's a red mark on my nose from my mask.
Oh, yeah, I see. So, you also did other kinds of creative performances, right? You also mentioned acting and something like voice acting?
Yes. So, I do... I did a bunch of acting back in high school now, so grades we'll say from grades 7 through 12 here in America, and then actually I think 2-3 years ago I got asked to do a voiceover for a video game. However, I'm not sure. I sent in the demo. However, I'm not sure if they actually used it, because the person that was in charge of sound actually had to leave the project for, I believe it was personal reasons. But other than that, I do all of the voices that you hear for, and this is official. All of the voices that you hear from the Absinthic Orchestra are me. So I gotta switch characters here. So Cole, the guitar player, that's me, and then Sam, the bass player, that's me right here, and then Torch, it really just has any other voice because he is the enigma of the band, and he doesn't have a stable voice because no one really knows what his voice really sounds like. So he could sound like this one day, and then he could sound like this the other day. It really depends.
All right. You also did acting. Oh yeah, you already mentioned that in high school. Sorry about that.
Yep.
So what are you going to do with the future? You already mentioned the Patreon, and you want to do live performances. Any other projects you're currently working on that people should be aware about?
Well, I do have a massive music project in the works. However, it's a bit too early to say anything more than that. I will say though that it's not just me with the vocals. I'm getting some other people excited and involved about this, and I'm excited about that. And it's basically going to be a combination of a musical and an operetta and like a concept album. So like there's a script, there's actual music, and like there's a narrator. There's everything. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll laugh because you cried.
So it will be kind of an audio drama.
Yes, but it's going to I'll at least give you this. It's going to span 4 albums.
Oh wow! Are we talking about concept albums here or an ongoing narrative?
Ongoing narrative through 4 continued albums. So like you'll have album 1, album 2, album 3, album 4, and the whole story will continue through all 4 albums.
Okay, so it will be kind of like what they did with what they're called again, Arion, like the human equation. What was it called again? The human equation? No, you haven't heard of them, so
No.
I'll send you a link when I remember the name. I think you find
definitely.
it very interesting. And yeah, so any other projects?
Well, video projects, I'm always looking for new ideas in just everyday life. For Toy Soldier Day this past year, my wife and I made a music video for the 10th anniversary of TSU. And then Silent Adel and I made a little cover of one of of course, Dr. Steele's old songs for TSU, the Build a Playland song. But I actually expanded on it and made it a new song. And then as far as future projects, I want to expand to, instead of like just kind of like standing there in like one space, I want to keeps falling out. I want to expand to like a more of an actual music video style format where there's someone behind the camera essentially, and there's it's basically doing different camera movements around and like gestures. Because I have these visions of like what I want to see whenever I'm like creating something, but the sometimes the end product doesn't turn out exactly as I originally imagined it. However, it does turn out decently close. The name of one actual project that I can give you, that I've actually been working on for a while now, is the Puppet Dutch Adventures.
Okay.
And it is exactly as it sounds. It would be Puppet Dutch going through the world and learning about things in kind of the vein of like a kid's show, but it would be very much about like creativity and imagination and just like do your thing, like create something, just do something.
Yes. For the audience that's listening, Dutch is one of the head guys of the Toy Soldiers.
Yes, and he I created a puppet version of him for actually, let me see if I can get him.
Yeah, I'm curious now. I need to see this.
Have you not seen Puppet Dutch?
Not yet, but I'm not that involved with the Toy Soldiers. I just lurk their Discord server and annoy them and get them on my show and then.
No, he's never seen Puppet Dutch.
Oh, does he know who Dutch is?
Yeah, he's interviewed him.
Oh.
Dum 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 dum. There he is. Oh
Greetings.
My. Oh dear.
Where am I looking? I'm looking right here. Greetings.
Oh, that actually is a very good Dutch voice.
Thank you.
So yeah, you also make puppets, I take it.
I'm speaking, not you. Sorry. So this is actually my first puppet that I've ever made, and I've done puppetry before. I have an actual master puppeteer certificate from. Yeah, you just lay down there. I'm going to sleep. Okay. Once you put the puppet on, you just
I
can't help it. Yeah. So I have a master puppetry certificate that I got when I was a kid, and it like I had to go through. I'm not gonna even say a kid, when I was a teen, because I had to go through steps in order to learn how to do certain things, in order to, make certain props and do certain movements. But he's actually my first puppet that I've ever made. Wake up, sorry. Now, he's a bit bigger than the other puppets that I've used in the past, but he's still, still works. And like, when I made him, I'll show you this.
Mm-hmm.
He has bendable hands.
Nice.
So you can go.
This is the salute for the viewers at home. This is the salute of the Army of Toy Soldiers. So,
Yes.
awesome.
That, and I can shake my fist at people. Or if I need to,
Damn
like,
kids!
get off my lawn.
Oh, I could already imagine the Angry Dutch show.
Or if I have a knife, I can actually like go do the psycho thing.
I'm sure Dutch will really appreciate it.
Oh, he's already met me, and he laughed for a good like 5 minutes. Open your hand, Dutch. Okay, sorry. That tickles. So okay, just here. I'm getting caught. Here, take this. There we go.
Oh yeah, now he looks exactly like Dutch. I would have a hard time keeping those two apart.
Yes.
So what? So you're gonna make videos with this puppet?
Yes.
Alright.
I said I'm speaking. Sorry, I'm gonna go back to sleep. Okay. So yes, basically, once I gather enough
Funds.
Yeah, enough funds, basically. Like, I'm gonna be making the actual videos themselves, because there's a lot of ideas that I as you can see, there's a lot of things I can do with the Puppet Dutch character, because Dutch is aware of the Puppet Dutch character, thankfully he's been very gracious enough if I've needed to have him record a line for me so that I can mimic him. He's been willing to do that for me. So, yeah.
You're right. No, curious where that will go. Keep me posted on that project. So, is there any thing you want to end on? Any specific words of inspiration, or you want to promote your Patreon?
Yes. The Patreon is patreon.com/Dr. Malice. And yes, it'll be down there. And it's, even if you can't support the page financially, please do share it, because every little bit helps. So please feel free to, support that. Follow us on Twitter. The band has its own Twitter at Absinthic Orc, and it's ORCH, not orc as in like Lord of the Rings. And then I also have my own personal music Twitter, which is at Malice Music, but it's MALYS. And then there's also Facebook, Dr. Malice's Apothecary. There's so many social media links, and
just make sure I get the most important ones.
So much social media, so little time.
I know the problem.
Yes.
Yeah, go on.
I believe that's it. Oh, as far as the Patreon goes, sorry, Dutch, I gotta put you on here, but I was sleeping. Sorry. You put me there because I kind of want to. I do want to promote one thing for my Patreon. Now, in my one of the posts that I have on there is that the first 7 people will be receiving a tiny robot. Now, I only have 3 people so far, so I still have 4 of these things left.
Okay.
So, they're basically going to be mailed out to you, and so whenever you receive it, or whenever I get the people that support, you'll be receiving one of these. At least the first 7. Once I get those 7, that's when I'll actually be gathering the contact info and sending them out. It doesn't matter what the support is, whether it's like $1, $1,000, which would be great. But it's not required.
Yeah. Well, you only need one.
Only one. $1 gets you in the running for one of these. But yeah, so if you wanted one, give us a like and support. Are you heading out?
I am.
See ya.
Bye. Have fun.
My wife, Desheka Karakova, everyone. The internet and Radio Retrofuture says hello. So yes, so that is so yeah, if you wanted one of these, sorry, I'm
Well, who knows? Okay. Well, if that was all, I think you're dual wielding now, sir.
yes.
Okay. With that being said, I think we'll end the episode for today right here. So, if anyone wants to support Dr. Malice, the links will be in the description with his various social media links. And yes, don't forget the robots. They're for $1. One of them could be yours. Now, as for the Retrofuture, if you enjoy these videos, please, of course, also consider liking us, subscribing to us, and sharing our videos on social media. And of course, we also have a Patreon. Link is in the screen right here, just like our social media is. Also, this weekend I'll be posting the discussion I had with Xerxes of the new Jacobin Club, Monatgue, Jaques, Fromage from Steampunk from Bazaar, Matthew Gray of the Steampunk Journal, and yes, Eric Chris couldn't make it, unfortunately. So there will be a very interesting discussion on the Steampunk versus Goth thing that was in the Guardian Independent. So for those that are interested in that, yeah, check that out this weekend. We are working on various other projects. In January, Ragtag will make a new video, so expect more news on that. Well, probably next month, January, the new year. So yeah, does Papa Dutch want to say something?
No, not really. Just kind of getting ready for the end of the video.
Okay, well, with that, as always, people, I wish you a good day, adieu, and as always, make it your way.
North versus dry, cold, dark, and red, and I prefer green, fresh, sun, earth texture.
For steampunk, for example, the future is one of the greatest inspirations. It's funny how something that hasn't happened yet can inspire such huge and massive creativity.
Don't have too much respect for the old literature and play with literature. That's what I would like everyone to do.
Get your stuff done. Get your stuff done. They're waiting on you.
Do it all once more. Watch me. going to show you the next two parts right here.